guys, Kristen here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you my June book haul. I actually had several of these books before June, but I haven't filmed a book haul video since February. A lot of these are arcs that I received from publishers and they haven't even been released yet. So I figured we could lump this all together and still call it my June book haul. Before I get started sharing my book haul with you guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that. And at the end of the video, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. So first in my haul, I'm going to share with you some books that I bought for myself that I have not read yet. The first one of those is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This was on a lot of people's most anticipated releases of 2017 list. It was on mine as well. This just sounds like a really fun pirate adventure with a really sassy main character and a new author, and I'm just like all of it together I'm really excited about. I know that they just recently released the cover and some arcs of the sequel, so I need to hurry up and get on reading this. The other new release I bought myself is Roar by Cora Carmack. Cora Carmack actually writes a lot of contemporary YA and new adult books, and I haven't read any of them, but she's a very beloved author, and I think this might be her first dip into the world of fantasy, so welcome to the fantasy world, Cora. When I first saw this book, and I just said this in my last video too, this girl on the cover looks just like Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. It's called Roar. What do you think I thought this book was about? I thought it was about dragons. And I'm so glad that I caught my mistake before I started reading it, because I would have been really disappointed, and I've heard it's an amazing book. So I'm glad I took the time to read the synopsis a little more carefully. It's actually about like people with elemental storm magic. I also bought some not new releases, but I bought books 4, 5, and 6 in the original Mortal Instruments series. I actually read the first 3, the original trilogy, like forever ago when I first started my blog. And then I was in Books A Million one day and I saw that they released these absolutely freaking gorgeous paperback versions. And the cover art is absolutely stunning. My favorite thing, when you put them on your bookshelf, the spines of the series together create this bridge, like the first 3 books have the rest of the bridge with the other 3 characters right here. Hopefully I'll be able to afford to go back and buy the first 3 soon, so I have all 6 on my shelf. I will be so excited. Okay, next I bought 2 books that I have actually already read and I just did not have print copies of. The first is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I listened to the audio of this. It was actually amazing, and I highly recommend the narrator. I can't think of who it was right now, but I highly recommend trying this on audio. And I really love the cover of this and the title, so I wanted to get a print copy from my bookshelf. And also Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I read an arc of this on my Kindle a long time ago, and I absolutely adore this cover. Alright, the rest of the books are advance copies that I received from publishers, and I had these in a stack by release date, and they got way out of order, so they're all over the place now, so sorry about that. The first is Song of the Current by Sarah Tolkser, I think. I believe this one has already come out. The publisher did send me a finished copy because it was really close to the release date for this one. The finished copy is actually really gorgeous. I don't know if you can tell, but the font of the title is like this silver glitter. I thought it had something to do with like mermaids or sirens or something at first, but it actually is kind of similar to Daughter of the Pirate King in that it has a little bit of like a pirate flair to it, and a girl who wants to be like a riverboat pirate or a riverboat captain or something like that. Alright, the next one is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I said in a recent video that this was one of my absolute favorite debut author reads of 2017 so far. I believe this one comes out towards the end of July. It's about a traveling carnival. It's about a girl who has some special abilities. She can create illusions, and the illusions manifest like real people, and they've become her family, and then mysteriously they start getting murdered one by one, which shouldn't be possible because they're not real. I don't really want to say anything else about that and spoil it. Highly recommend this one. The next one is Amid Stars and Darkness by Channy Lynn Feener. Look how gorgeous that cover is. I have a feeling the cover on the finished copies of this is going to be beautiful. This one also, I think, it's about to release. I'm sorry, it comes out on July 18th. This is a little bit of a sci-fi. It has to do with aliens mistaking a girl on Earth for an alien princess. It's a bit of a sci-fi mistaken identity type of thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like in the hardback. The next one is Light Light Years. This is by Emily Ziff Griffin, and this one comes out in September. This was a really intriguing book to me. It's about a girl named Lou, and her specialty is that she has really, really good coding skills. She is qualifying for like a fellowship, and her life is finally starting to fall into place, and then there's a deadly virus that sweeps across the globe, puts her father into quarantine, kills thousands of people. Somehow she gets swept into it. I don't know if like coding skills are involved. I guess you would consider this, I don't know, maybe a little sci-fi, maybe a little dystopian. I'm not really sure what this would fall into. For some reason, it really, really intrigues me though. I'm kind of excited about this one. Next is an August release by Lana Popovic, and that is Wicked Like a Wildfire. Oh, it's like in the, there we go. Right there, don't move. This one is about the women in this particular family who are born with a unique way of manipulating beauty through magic. It follows 17-year-old twins. I guess those are the main characters of the story. Something about having to save each other, untangling thousands of years of lies. I have seen some early reviews which made it sound like this was really amazing, so maybe it's one of those books that you can't really give too much away in the synopsis. You really kind of have to just get into it. Okay, next is This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This is another one kind of like that Light Years book that is not something that I would typically pick up, but the synopsis just really caught my attention. This one comes out in November. The back of this is a really interesting way to present a synopsis. It's got a bunch of random letters, almost like code, and then the only phrases that you can actually read are, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead. Have completed a Hydra vaccine, our last chance at survival, you must decrypt it, never let them take you. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to this one. This is very similar to Light Years. It's about a girl who's a hacker, has to do with some sort of vaccine for an epidemic that the main character helps come up with. Yeah, another kind of dystopian sci-fi. This kind of genre has a name and it's totally slipping my brain right now. If anybody knows what genre this would kind of fit into, let me know in the comment section. The next ARC I received from a publisher is actually a book about dragons, and that is Before She Ignites. This is book 1 in the Fallen Isles trilogy by Jodi Meadows, and it doesn't come out till September, which actually I guess is pretty soon. It's a fantasy YA about a girl condemned for defending dragons and the inner fire that may be her only hope of escape. Dun, dun, dun. I really love this cover, and here, let me tell you why. There is a beautiful person of color on the cover of a YA fantasy book. I don't know why we don't see this more often. I know that Jodi Meadows has written some other YA books, I haven't read any of them. The cover is gorgeous, and this one does have real dragons. So, well, not real dragons. Next, An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I've mentioned this in a few videos now. This is one of my most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. This one comes out in September as well. I believe it's the very end of September. Yes, September 26th. This one is about a girl named Isabel who is a portrait artist. She works for the fair folk, the Fae. Somehow she gets mixed up, you know, as you do, in some sort of deadly mistake, and gets spirited away to the kingdom of this one particular fairy named Rook. It's kind of got a little bit of a Court of Thorns and Roses type of feel to it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and I can't wait to let you guys know my thoughts on this, because this is, like I said before, this one is one of my very, very next books that I'm reading, so soon. Next, we have Last Star Burning by Caitlin Sangster. This one doesn't come out until October. This, I believe, is like a dystopian. The main character, Sev, she's been branded with the mark of a criminal. So there's a horrific bombing that the government, for some reason, blames this main character for, so she has to escape from her city. He meets up with the chairman of the city's son, and he's gonna help her escape together. I've been drawn in by some of these books that are not like my usual picks. I'm really trying to expand my reading world lately. So that was kind of my goal for 2017. Okay, next we have an August release. I'm pretty sure it's the end of August. Yes, August 29th, in fact. This is Zero Repeat Forever by G.S. Prendergast. I feel like it's going to be kind of an intense sci-fi type of book. I keep wanting to read this book and I have to put it off for other books. The back says, he has no voice or name, only a rank. 8th. He doesn't know the details of the mission, only the directives that hum in his mind. Dart the humans, leave them where they fall. 16-year-old Raven is the human in this story, a Nox alien, demon, I think it's an alien, kills her boyfriend. Eighth and Raven are thrown together. In an unfamiliar world, they should hate and fear each other, but of course, they grow to not hate each other. Ooh, this is book 1 in the Nox invasion, so if I like this book, there's going to be a whole series of them. Let's hope I like this book. Also, I don't know the significance of this dandelion inside a marble with liquid gold. What does it mean? Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Lots of sci-fi and dystopian books in this book haul. All right, last book. Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardoust. This one also comes out in September. Here's why I was so interested in this, because as you can tell, the cover is not very exciting. This one says, "The Bloody Chamber meets Frozen in this fantasy feminist fairy tale." Besides being an epic tongue twister, that really caught my attention. Putting the word feminist on the back of a book is like, oh, now you gotta really like live up to that. Wow, I opened the front of this. Look at all this on the inside of the arc. One of the blurbs says, "You want this book, you need this book. This is the timely feminist Snow White you want to tell your children. It's fabulous and it's absolutely not what you're expecting." Wow. Yeah, this one's been a little under the radar. I've seen it a little on Bookstagram, but I only know like one person who's read it. Super curious about this one, and I really hope the final cover looks a little better than this. So that's it. That is my June book haul, which also had some books from before June. That's okay. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my book haul, and I will see you guys soon with another video.